Hi guys, very good evening. Welcome to the session. Myself Dinesh. So today it's a very important session. So I'll be discussing wonderful things that you have to take into account while doing your preparation. Right? Is my audio and video clear? Yes. Give me a second. Okay. Right. So this is my profile. So I've cracked GATE multiple times, and this is my Telegram group. So if you wish to ask me any doubts, general or based on the subjects, you can contact me in this group. Okay. Right. So coming to the topic. So what are the three mistakes to be avoided by any GATE aspirant? Not only GATE. So whatever I'm going to cover here, so will be suitable for a person who is targeting any competitive exam. Okay, or any goal. If he is trying to target any goal, so what are the mistakes that we need to avoid? So mistakes means generally I'll talk about mistakes that we do in the preparation process for a competitive exam. But generally I'll discuss a few more things about how we should think when we are targeting a goal. Okay, right. So let me go ahead. So what are the areas to focus on? So when you're a GATE aspirant, what are the areas to focus on? And in each area, I'll talk about what mistakes you should avoid. Okay, I'll talk about other things as well along with mistakes. What are the other things that you should be doing? That also I'll talk about. Right. So any GATE aspirant generally will attend classes. So it might be an offline coaching or an online coaching, right? So any coaching that when you are attending classes is the most important part of your preparation. Okay, so while attending those classes, what are the things that you should keep in mind? What are the mistakes that you should avoid? I'll cover that part next. So while doing revision, practice, or writing test series, what are the mistakes that we should avoid, and what are the things that we should keep in mind while doing these things? Okay, so and this revision, practice, and giving test series is like a very crucial part of your preparation process. For any serious aspirant, these are the two things that any GATE aspirant will do. Right. Next, the most important part is what should be your attitudes? What should be your attitude towards preparation? What should be your thought process while doing your preparation? So that thought process is a very, very important thing. Without that, you can't continue for a long time. Okay. So when ups and downs come, how are you going to deal with those situations? That depends on your attitude towards the preparation. Okay. Right. And we can avoid these ups downs also, the low phases when you're doing preparation, that you can avoid if you're having the right attitude. So I'll discuss a little bit more about this one as we go further. So this is the part that I'm going to cover in today's session. Right. So the most important part is don't give up. Once you start your preparation, so okay, anybody will say that don't give up, but I'm going to say it differently. The difference is don't give up on daily basis. For example, so you are doing preparation. Today, your target is attending 2 classes and then revising them and practicing certain questions. So don't give up on doing what you have to do each and every day. Not only, I'm not saying that giving up means giving up preparing for GATE exam or giving up some bigger things. Not only that, when you give up small things, that will lead to giving up on big things. Correct? Suppose you have given up on attending classes today, then you'll lose interest in attending classes tomorrow. Or even if you attend also, you'll not be able to understand much. So giving up on one day is leading to giving up on some other day. Giving up on one thing is encouraging you to give up on something else. So if you keep giving up on small things, it will become a habit. And if that becomes a habit, you can't achieve anything great. Okay, so that's why giving up should not become a habit. I'm not talking about giving up on bigger things which you can't achieve. I'm talking about very, very small things that we do on daily basis. Okay, we should not give up on our discipline. We should not give up on putting our time towards our goal. Okay, we should not give up on a lot of things. Okay, every small things, if we start giving up, we'll give up on everything else because it will become a habit. So don't give up. Whatever you wanted to do on a particular day, don't give up on doing that. Okay, make sure give your best efforts to do it. Okay, Okay, right. So it's a wonderful quotation that I always remember. So don't do something permanently foolish when you are temporarily upset. So this is a very important quotation that will help people like you and me. Because I have been in your face. So as a GATE aspirant or an aspirant of any competitive exam, what happens is we'll get demotivated lots of times. So in that temporarily upset phase, we'll make some assumptions about us, like we are not fit enough or are not good enough, or okay, so we'll make some temporary assumptions or temporary decisions, or temporarily when you are upset about something that let's say you are attending a class, you are not able to understand anything, so you are temporarily upset, and based on that you make some decision that this subject is tough, I'll not prepare about it. So that will not lead to success in your goal, right? So that will hinder your success. So because the temporary phases will happen for anybody. So people who don't make unnecessary decisions or unnecessary things when they are temporarily upset, those people are the people who achieve greater heights. Because these temporary upset phases will be there in everybody's life. People who handle them with care, people who does not do not required things when they are temporarily upset, those people will do great in their careers or in their life. Okay, so be careful whenever you're temporarily upset. That is only temporary. Remember that it is only temporary. Okay, so when you are in that phase, you'll not feel that it is temporary, but after a few minutes or sometimes after a few hours, you'll be normal. Okay, when you are back to normal, then only you'll know that it is temporary. Okay, so most of those things, most of the lows in our life are temporary only. Okay, realize that. When you realize that, when you are upset about something or when you are feeling low about something, okay, once you tell yourself that it is temporary, then you'll not make any foolish decisions out of it, right? Next, right. So while attending classes, so what are the things that you should be careful about? So few things that you might be knowing, but I'll just uh, revisit them again. But the mistakes that we should be avoiding, that also I'll discuss. So while you're attending the classes, what should be your motive? The motive should be getting perfect clarity on the concept in the least time possible should be the target. Sir, a least time means should I fast forward the video, or should I listen to the video at 1.25x or 1.5x? If the faculty is speaking very slowly and if you're able to grasp everything very quickly, then it's okay to speed up the video. That is fine. But my meaning is not that. To get perfect clarity, if you have to listen to the video twice, that's fine. Listen to it. But getting the clarity is important. Because you are running out of time, if you listen to the video by fast forwarding, then you're going to miss a lot of points. That is not the best preparation. Getting perfect clarity, if you're fast forwarding also, but you're not missing any point, that's fine. That is good. That is good preparation. Okay. So without perfect clarity, if you're finishing the video in 1 hour video in half an hour or 45 minutes, it's of no use if you're not getting the clarity. So okay, getting clarity is the priority. For that, you have to listen to the video twice. That is fine. Okay. But if you're so good enough, if you already learned it, and then only you just try to listen to the video at 1.25x or 1.5x, that happens only for very few people who are like high IQ people. So I don't, very rarely we find those kind of people. Don't assume that you're, sir, I'm very high IQ person, so it's okay for me to listen in that way. Don't make some wrong assumptions about yourself, because okay, though I'm a GATE ranker twice, I don't feel myself as an extraordinary IQ person. Okay, so everybody is good at few things. That does not mean that we are good at everything. Generally, what happens is, when any of your friends, you might have observed, right? If you are first ranker in the class, so they assume that you are intelligent, not only in studying but everything else. But which is a wrong assumption, right? Not everybody can be skilled at everything, right? Not everybody can be intelligent in everything, right? Everybody is good at something or the other, not everything. Everybody can't be good at everything, right? So don't make some wrong assumptions, right? So getting perfect clarity is the highest priority. But if you can get that in minimum time possible, that is an added advantage, because GATE exam is a time bound exam. Yes, we all know that. But not only GATE exam is time bound exam, the preparation process is also time bound, correct or not? We can't prepare for GATE exam for a lifetime, no. Many of us targeted for within 1 year we have to clear GATE exam, or some people will target only 8 months, or some people have only 6 months. Different people have different timelines, but everybody has limited timeline only, right? So this limited time exam has limited time to prepare. We don't have unlimited time to prepare. So wherever we can save time by being more efficient, we should try to save time. Okay. So if you can get the clarity on the concept in minimum time possible. When I say minimum time possible, what I mean by that is when you are listening to the class, you did not focus well in the class because of some reasons. Maybe you don't have sufficient sleep. You watched some TV series and you slept late. Morning you woke up without sufficient sleep and you are listening to the class. Then your focus will not be good, obviously. Then what is this? Then you'll not get good clarity. Then what is the option to get perfect clarity? You have to listen to the video second time. Don't say that, sir, I'm smart, I'll anyway grasp it. No, that is not going to happen. Don't make some wrong assumptions. Don't tell lies to yourself. Okay, that is only going to create trouble for you. So we have to listen to the video twice when you don't focus it properly for the first time. Correct? So when you're listening to the video twice, instead of taking 1 hour, you're taking 2 hours. You're spending double time, which is not an efficient way of preparation. Correct? So when I say minimize the time possible, when you're listening to the class for the first time, you make sure that you grasp everything from what the teacher is teaching the first time itself. Don't try to prolong it. Okay. So, and don't make wrong assumptions also that I've understood everything from the class. I don't need a revisiting of the class. Don't make such kind of wrong assumptions. That will only harm you. Okay. But try to be most effective in the class. Try to avoid all the distractions like phone. If you're listening in the phone, that's fine. Try to put your phone in a mode that the calls will not disturb you, or sit in a place where people, your family members or other people, will not disturb you when you're in the class. Because even though you feel like, sir, I will be able to focus even though surroundings are not good, yes, you might be able to focus, but the perfect focus happens only when there is least minimization from the surroundings or anything else. So put yourself in a position where you can focus very well, so that within that session itself you will be able to grasp the maximum. Okay, otherwise you'll not grasp the maximum, which will increase your preparation time in the next phases of preparation. What are the next phase of preparation? Like when you're revising, when you're practicing, when you're giving tests, in all those phases, it will take more time when you're not effective in this phase. So that's why attending classes is a very important phase. You have to get the maximum out of this phase, right? So don't make the mistake of neglecting on this phase. Never miss a class. Never miss a class unless it is emergency. See, generally after the class, most of you people are attending online classes, and after the class, you'll be getting a rating, give rating for the faculty, right? But nobody is asking to give a rating for you, right? And are you rating yourself? Next time onwards, when you are attending every class, try to rate yourself in the manner that I tell you, right? So your rating for a class is poor. There are only 3 ratings: poor, good, very good. Okay. Your rating for a class is poor if you are just able to understand things. Sir, even if I am able to understand things, then also it is poor only. If you don't understand things, then it's very poor. It's very, very poor. Then I'm not talking about that category. Any serious, I'm talking about serious aspirants. Serious aspirants means definitely they'll focus well. They will understand things. But even if you just understand things, I would rate you as a poor performance in the class. But I'll rate you as good performance if you are able to understand things very clearly, crystal clearly. Because if the faculty is able to make things very clear, then what is the problem in you to get the clarity? Why can't you focus well? Okay, right. Focus well in the class. When the faculty is teaching things very clearly, try to get the clarity. Right. Right. This is how I rate you as a great performance when you're attending a class. Your rating for a class is great if you're just able to understand things clearly, and not just able to understand, you're able to understand things very clearly and able to think beyond. See, understanding things very clearly, that's not something great about you, because you're able to understand things clearly because that is the talent of the faculty. Okay, you are able to focus, your job is there. But faculty has put a lot of hours of effort to make those things so easy to understand. Okay, so that is our expertise. So because of our expertise, it is making your job easy to understand things easily. right? And then if you're not able to focus, that is your problem. But if you're able to understand things very clearly, half of the credit goes to us. You don't get 100 out of 100, you get only 70 out of 100. Okay, so we are doing our job properly, that's why you're able to understand things very clearly. But if you can think more than that, just observing what I'm giving you is good, but thinking beyond that, like thinking, why is this concept useful? Okay, what else can I think of? Faculty, we might discuss few things, but few things you might observe a little bit more than what we can teach. That has happened even when I was preparing, may not be in all classes, but some classes I used to do that. So I used to, okay, so this might happen this way, that way. Before the faculty teaches itself, I used to guess the things, or I used to get some doubts. When we get doubts, right, we are thinking better, we are thinking well. The doubts that the doubts beyond what the teacher is teaching, if you are able to get that, which means you are thinking beyond. That is when I give you credit. A good student means you should grasp things. That is the first criteria. You should grasp things very clearly. And second thing is you should think beyond. Okay, if a problem is given from this area, what kind of problems can be framed from this area? You can think about that also, right? You can think about why, what, okay, what kind of problems can be asked, or then what should be my approach. You can think beyond, right? May not be always, you may not be able to think every 5 minutes, you may not be able to do that, but whenever your focus is very well, then you might be thinking, you might be trying, you might think beyond also, right? So try to do it. It may not come today, I told you, tomorrow you may not get it. So let's say you are in this phase, you are in the, as per my ratings, you are in the this understanding phase, things phase. So try, if you focus well, if you know that you can do better, then you'll start doing better, right? So the changes may not come in 1 day or 2 days. It might take weeks together. It might take months together. It's a slow process. It takes time. If your intention is if you are having intention of improving, then definitely you'll improve. If you don't have the intention of improving, if you have the intention of only completion, then your progress, your improvement will be slow. Okay, right. So that is the point regarding attending classes. Okay, so when I say mistakes, many people just listen to the classes just to understand, but I would suggest you, if you want to be a ranker, this is how you should perform in the class. This is how you should perform in the class. Many times I meet some people, some students, when I'm teaching offline classes, especially in online, we don't meet students externally, right? In offline classes, when I'm teaching, some students will come up to me and they'll ask some doubts, beautiful doubts. I feel pleasure to hear to those doubts. So I feel that, okay, I did not get this idea. How come this guy got this idea? I feel sometimes sometimes when some students ask some questions, that is the point I know that this guy, if he is consistent in his preparation, he will be a ranker. Some students, when we see them, we get a feel, not because of their IQ, but because of their efforts, because of their sincerity. Okay, so just an IQ cannot get the rank. Okay, sustained, you should have discipline. Without IQ also you can get the rank. Just an IQ can't guarantee that. Okay, so in the class, try to reach this target. Though you are in this category also, you try improve yourself. You try harder to listen to the class properly. You'll be in this category soon enough if you try harder. Okay, right. This is very important phase. Attending classes will do 50% of the job if you do it properly. 50% of your preparation is over if you attend when you're focusing properly in the classes. Next phase in preparation is the revision. After every class, we have to do revision, right? So what are the important things that you should keep in mind when you're revising? So what is the priority? What is the agenda when you're revising? So perfection should be the priority, right? So when you're listening to the class, you have grasped most of the things, but everything is not digested properly. Few things are digested properly and few things are not digested properly. Then what you should do is, while you're revising, they get digested properly. So don't put a time limit on the revision part. Okay, don't put a time limit. So like I should finish this revision. I have written it to our class. Tomorrow there is a class at 6 o'clock. Then I will start at 5:45 for revision. Only 15 minutes is there. In 15 minutes, what will I revise? Sometimes if you have focused very well in the class, then revision might complete in 10-15 minutes also. But you should not put time limit for revision and then do the revision. Then what happens is you'll not digest things. It's like eating fastly. Okay, so we don't know how much will get digested properly or how much will not get digested, right? So that's why when you're doing revision, give sufficient time. How much time, that you will know. It's not so like it depends on topic to topic. It will be different. Some topics, based on their difficulty level, it might take more time for digestion of that topic. So then when it is required, give more time. Make sure that you get perfect clarity on that concept. After the class, once the class is, you have listened to the class, you'll get good clarity, but proper digestion, proper absorption of the concept happens when you're revising. Okay, so one suggestion for revision is, I would say, when you have listened to the class properly, your revision time also will reduce. Your time taken to revise will reduce if your focus in the class is very good, right? My suggestion while revising is, that is how I used to do. After the class, I'll make the notes, everything is done. After the class, the way I revise is, I close my eyes and I think about, okay, what teacher has taught. Okay, first this concept he has taught. What are the important things that I've learned about that? What things I have learned? Just recollect. So like that, concept by concept, whatever comes to your mind, just recollect them. Whatever you have recollected, it means you have recollected means from the memory only you have recollected, right? It is there in the memory means you'll be able to recollect it after 1 year also, right? Maybe it might be slow after 1 year, but you'll be able to recollect, right? If it is there in the memory, you can get it back, right? It's like if you're stored in hard disk, then definitely you can get it back anytime, right? Same way. So once you do revision by closing your eyes, then you get the confidence that, okay, it is there in my brain, it is there in my hard disk, I can recollect it whenever I want. So you'll get the confidence that I'll not forget anything. That will be there. But when you're closing eyes and when you're revising, what happens is, certain things you may not be able to recollect, certain points you might not recollect, because everything can't be recollected, right? Just like that. Then you go back to the notes, and when you're revising, you'll come across some points which you are not able to recollect when you're revising while closing your eyes. So those points you can observe carefully. Then those points also will get registered. Okay, while you're listening to the class, many points get registered, but some points you listen to them, but they'll not get registered properly. So those points will get registered properly when you do proper revision. Okay, so time taken for revision should be as much time is required. It's not like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour. Don't put a time limit on revision. So do the revision in the perfect manner. You should get the perfection on the concept. So revision time depends on the efficiency of attending classes. Yes, if you are efficient in your classes, then definitely revision time also reduces a lot, because there are no not understood things, right? So then what happens? Just whatever points are not there in the depth of your mind, those points you can just read through the notes and just absorb them when you're attending, when your efficiency is good in the classes, right? Revising effectively in the least time without compromising on perfection is an advantage. So if you're able to revise quickly without missing any points, then definitely is it an advantage or not? Because we are having a time bounded preparation. Within a bounded time, we have to complete our preparation. So wherever you can save time, you should be able to save. You should try to save time, right? So revision is also one important area where you can save time by focusing in the class properly. Okay. While revision also, you should avoid all the distractions around you. So if you are having distractions, you don't know what you're revising also. You don't know what particular concept you're not having clarity also. You'll not have that idea. So don't revise by sitting in front of TV or by sitting with some others. Revise when you're revising or when you're attending classes. When you're doing some things where you have to save time, you have to have no distraction. So sit in no distraction zones. So create your no distraction zones. Right. So next, practice part. So any aspirant after revision will do practice, right? So without practice, cracking gate is almost impossible, right? So what are the things that we should keep in mind while practicing? So time taken to practice the questions depends on efficiency of attending classes and revision. So if you have properly followed the classes and if you revised properly, every concept is in your mind. Now, while practicing, you have to apply all this concept to solve the questions. If you are having thorough understanding of the concepts, then definitely half or more than half of the questions you can solve just like that. Only few questions might be tricky. Those questions you have to use that concept. You have to grind that concept, and you should think logically. You should think. You have to use your brain a little bit more for those tricky questions to answer them. But more than 50% of the questions you can solve them easily within less time if your performance in this attending classes and revision part is good. You can save a lot of time in practice also. Okay, if your concept is very good, then definitely many of the questions will be solved easily. But if your performance here is not good, then definitely practice will take more time. Okay, yeah, so time saving can happen in practice if you can do good job here in these two. Next, so quality of questions is more important than quantity of questions. Sir, is it bad to solve more questions? No, it's not bad. But as I told you earlier, we are having a time bounded preparation. Many people have 8 months, some people have only 6 months, some people have only 1 year. Everybody is having limited amount of time for preparation. In a day, we are having 8 to 10 hours time. Some people will prepare for more than that also. But we have a limited time in a day, limited time in a week, limited time in a month, limited time for GATE preparation. So when you are having limited time, if you keep solving unlimited number of questions for each subject, is it possible to complete all subjects? Not possible, right? But if your time permits, solving more questions is good, definitely good. Because it is time bound preparation, what we have to do is we have to be careful. You have to be careful. So how many questions to solve, sir? How many questions to solve depends on your confidence. Let's say basic level of practice should be at least of previous year questions. Previous year questions you should complete. So previous year questions are wonderful, at least especially for GATE. Previous year questions are wonderful. They have covered multiple wonderful models of questions properly framed. So if you can cover previous year questions, almost all the models are covered there itself, right? But if you are able to get the confidence, if you're confident that you can solve any question after BYJU'S, then you're good. You can move to the next topic or you can move to the next subject. But if you still don't get the confidence, then what I would suggest is, after solving BYJU'S also, if you're not getting confidence, then what I would suggest is solve them again. Solve them instead of solving new questions, solve the previous year questions itself by thinking in a different way. Okay, so quality solving. I'm not saying quality questions should be solved. Whatever questions you have, the BYJU'S especially, are wonderful quality questions. Those questions itself, solve them qualitily, with quality. What I mean with quality is spend sufficient time to decode the question. So if you're not able to solve, that's fine. So when you read the question, if you're not able to solve, see the solution, that's fine. After seeing the solution, okay, train your brain that, okay, when somebody asks a question like this, my brain should think in this way. Okay, my brain should think in that way, this way. You have to train your brain. Blindly, okay, this question, this answer, it's not semester exam to by heart the questions. We can't do that way here. GATE exam is not like that. If you have learned one question, that question is definitely will not come in the next GATE exam. Similar model might come, but the exactly same question will not come. They don't repeat same questions in the GATE exam. They repeat same models maybe. Okay, so learning properly is very important. So even if you're whatever questions you're not able to solve, spend more time on it. Okay, so that whenever next time a similar model comes, you should never make a mistake. Spend time. Sometimes some questions will take half an hour to practice. Sometimes some questions will take 1 hour to practice also. That's fine, completely fine. While you're practicing, amount of time should not matter till you get to perfection. When you spend more time while practicing, then only you can get you can solve the question in small amount of time. When you spend more time while practicing, that is how you will be able to solve the questions in minimum amount of time in the exam. Aspirant, wait for some time. Can you focus on this session? I'll give you some valuable suggestions as the session goes further. Okay. So practice tricky questions multiple times. Whenever you face a tricky question, the first time when you're not able to solve, you might see the solution. That's fine. But so it's not like once you see the solution, it's not like practicing the solution the same way. That's not what I'm talking about. Practicing means seeing the solution, practicing it multiple times. It's not like that. It's not semester exam. If you practice that way, that is not going to work out in GATE exam. So once you solve all the BYJU'S, go back to the first question again and solve them again. Some questions whichever are tricky, you try to think of once you know already the solution, you might have seen it, but you may not, every step will not be in your brain, right? Now when you solve it, whatever concept was lacking when you have solved that question previously, that concept might have been observed previously. Now when you try it again, you might get different thoughts also. You might be able to solve the question in an easier manner than what is there in the solution also. Try that. For not every tricky question it might be possible, multiple procedures may not be possible, but wherever there is a possibility, but think of the possibilities. That will improve your brain capacity. Okay. So as I told you earlier, how many questions to practice? Minimum BYJU'S. If time permits, you can practice more also. So practice till you get the confidence. Let's say after practicing 50 questions for first chapter, you got the confidence, then you can stop there. You should get the confidence that yes, I'll be able to solve all the questions, or I am having the confidence that I can solve any question. Okay, with silly mistakes, that's fine. With silly mistakes, anybody will make silly mistakes, but conceptually, if you're sound enough, you're confident enough that you can solve any question, that is a good place to stop the practice and go to the next topic. Yes, Navneet. Yes, when we go deeper in a subject, we need more time. But yes, we have limited time. But in a day, if you're spending 8 hours, go for 10 hours, 2 hours a day extra. Let's say you're having 200 days of preparation. 200 into 2 is 400 hours extra you're going to get. Okay, nothing is free. Okay, you have to buy that extra time. You have to buy that. You have to get the depth by spending that extra time. So the price that we are paying for the deeperness without compromising on the syllabus completion is the price that you're paying is that extra time. Okay. So time is the most important thing that is there in our hand. So okay, that is the most important weapon that we have. That is the Brahmastra that we have. So you can make use of it. So when you feel like you need more time, spend more time. There are 16 up to 16 hours you can work in a day. If you're serious about your preparation, our physical abilities permits us to till 16 hours. Tomorrow you can't do preparation for 16 hours. But I'm not suggesting you to prepare for 16 hours. But remember that we have time. We have time. If you're willing to spend that extra time, you can make the difference. You can go deeper into the subject. It's possible. You can practice more questions. You can get more. If you practice more questions, if you feel that you're going to get more confidence, then practice more questions. How do you do that? Don't say time is limited. Yes, within that limited time, find more time. When you become more efficient, today if you are able to complete something in 1 hour, let's say 10 questions you're practicing in 1 hour, but every day you're going to improve, right? You'll not have the same brain power today and after 1 month. If your preparation process is serious, whatever is your brain power today, after 1 month, your brain power will be much better. So whatever you're able to complete in 1 hour today, after 1 month, you'll be able to complete in 45 minutes itself. Your efficiency also increases. That way also you're going to save time. Okay. Yes. Right. So giving test series. While giving test series, what are the things that you should keep in mind? So giving tests regularly with discipline irrespective of your performance. So here, many students will make a mistake of not giving test series religiously or with discipline. Many people say that I have understood the concept very well. I have practiced also very well. It's okay if I don't give the exam also, that's fine. I can score good marks. That's a wrong assumption. That's a wrong assumption. Okay, that's a completely wrong assumption. So even if you prepare 100% well, without test series, because while writing tests, there are certain skills involved. Getting used to that exam environment. Okay, when you are completely used to the exam environment, if you are doing giving tests daily, that exam thing will become a normal thing for you. So then you'll not feel any pressure. That is one thing that you're gonna get the advantage. That exam pressure will go off when you give test series regularly. Second thing, we make silly mistakes. When you give test series, you make silly mistakes in every test. But as you progress, if you do proper analysis after every test, then you can minimize those number of silly mistakes. So good preparation does not guarantee good results. Good preparation with test series. Only test series will tell you where you are lagging while you're giving exam. Good preparation does not guarantee wonderful marks in test series. Okay, so good preparation. First test, you may not get wonderful marks. Though your preparation is good, you might make silly mistakes. You might not have read the question properly. There are a lot of mistakes that we can do while writing the exam, though preparation is good. So those mistakes we have to minimize. And those mistakes we can minimize only by writing regular test series. Okay, we have to write it with discipline. So sometimes we feel, sir, I'm getting very low marks. I don't feel like writing. It's okay, man. Even if you're getting low marks also, keep writing. Try to evaluate. Why am I getting low marks? Is it because of my preparation? Is it because I'm not getting the ideas about the question? Or even though I'm getting the ideas, I'm making mistakes? What exactly is the problem? Why are you not getting the marks? Try to analyze that. Once you analyze that, then you can definitely improve. The improvement will not happen in 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 exams. It will not happen. You have to give hundreds of exams. I'm not saying hundreds of grand tests. Simple tests also. Simple tests, multiple tests if you're writing, that will improve you a lot. Okay, your wonderful preparation and wonderful result is guaranteed with the help of test series. Without test series, wonderful preparation cannot guarantee wonderful result. Okay, and test series is also part of preparation. Don't look at it as a separate thing. So through tests, you can gauge your level of preparation. For example, you have prepared the first chapter, and you have written the chapter-wise test. Once you get the marks, once you write the test, you'll know, right? Am I getting idea for every question? If you're getting an idea for every question, then it means your preparation is good. Okay, so if you're not getting idea for few questions, means okay, it means that your conceptual understanding, you felt that it is good, but it's not that good. Your assumption is wrong that your preparation is good. So next time you try to prepare better. Okay, whatever topic, whatever chapter you have written in the exam, if your performance is not good, it means that your preparation is not good enough. So what should you do? If required, listen to the class again, or listen to whatever topic is difficult, only that part, or revise properly again, and practice whatever questions are given in test series. Take them as practice questions. Practice them again. Okay, even if the number of questions that you have practiced after revision, even if that is less also, when you are writing this test series, you get a lot of questions to practice. After the exam, you can practice every question. In the exam, you practice in one way, with that pressure, with the time boundedness, you give the exam, right? But after the exam, you can think peacefully. Every question you might be able to solve in a better way also than you have done in the exam. You can do it in a much better way after the exam. You do that after every exam, analyze it. That will help you improve enormously. And one more thing is, once you keep writing the exam, you'll improve. Your performance will definitely improve. Once your performance improves, then you'll get a sense of confidence. Once you get confidence, that will take you to places. So these tests, okay, they will demotivate you. When you get less marks, they will demotivate you. But they will also give you reason to work harder. When the marks are less, you should not get demotivated. You should feel that, okay, my preparation is not sufficient enough. I have to prepare much better. Put more time. Put hard work. Okay, put more. You have to be more efficient. Otherwise, you can't score exam. You can't score marks in the exam. Many people, without writing this test, they are under an illusion that their preparation is very good. Only when you write the test series, that is when you'll know what exactly is your preparation. Everybody will have false assumptions about their preparation because they are not writing test series. Only when they write test series, they will know how good is their preparation. Simple funda. You are getting marks in test series, your preparation is good. If you're not getting marks, you have to work more. Simple funda. Okay. So questions in test series, as I told you earlier, can be treated as practice questions after the test. So you'll get more practice when you're writing tests also. It's also like practicing also. So you get to look at different models of questions. So sometimes you get models different from what you have practiced from the PBQs. Sometimes you get different models also. Right. Multiple advantages of giving test series. Next, this is the most important part. GATE aspirant, listen to this carefully. So what should be your attitude towards the preparation? And what should be your thought process? So if the results does not meet your expectations, okay, if the results does not meet your expectations, what happens? Okay, your expectation might be I want to be a 2-digit ranker, I want to work in a PVSU, or I want to get into an IIT. Our expectations will be something like that. When the results does not meet our expectations, what happens? We'll be very sad. Most of us feel like, oh my god, last 1 year I have suffered so much for this preparation and still I ended up without rank. Many people will feel like that, and most of you also will feel like that, correct? Why? What is the reason why we feel that way? The reason is because, I'll tell you an example. Okay, I'm traveling by bus, by an AC bus, AC sleeper, from my place to some other place, from destination X to destination Y. I'm just traveling to destination Y to go to some tourist place. Okay, since I have gone through AC bus and I got some nice friends in the bus, I have had wonderful journey, comfortable, and I had wonderful conversations with people in the bus. Okay, and I had good food on the way. I had good biryani. Everything has happened. The journey was so good. I went to the destination Y, and I came to know that that tourist destination was closed. Will I be unhappy? Yes, definitely I'll be unhappy. But did I suffer for that journey to look at the tourist place in Y, destination Y? Have I suffered to go there? No, right? I'm happy. I went. My journey was so good, so I'm not very unhappy. Let's say I traveled by a bus where there is no pushback. It was rush. Okay, I traveled to destination Y with a lot of suffering. I did not enjoy that journey. I did not have good people. I have quarrel with the conductor. I have quarrel with many people, and I had lack of peace of mind. And I went to the destination Y. Now, in destination Y, even if the tourist place is open, also I can't enjoy that much because my journey was so bad. I can't enjoy the tourist place to the level that I should enjoy. First thing. Second thing, if it was closed, I would be like the most unhappy person on earth because I have suffered so much. I have traveled with so much. I have quarreled with so many people. For what? Not saying this. I've done all what I've done. I've done only for this, right? But I did not get this. Then you'll be the most miserable person in the world. Correct or not? So when the journey is good, even if the destination is not as you expected, you can take it easily. Okay, and even if the journey is not good, then what happens? Even if you got the destination that you were expecting, then also you'll not be happy much. And if the destination, you did not get the destination, then you'll be the most miserable person. So the point I want to make is, to make the journey more interesting, one point I'm going to make is, to make the journey more interesting, think of other outcomes of the journey. Like, for example, here, if let's say instead of a tourist place, I'm talking about GATE. So generally we target GATE exam because we are going to get wonderful jobs, wonderful career. Okay. Apart from that, think of other things for better motivational preparation. Think of other outcomes that we are going to get when you are preparing for GATE exam. You might crack GATE, okay, but what are the other outcomes? There are a lot of other outcomes also, right? To crack GATE exam, you have to become more disciplined. Your discipline will improve or not. To crack GATE exam, you should be able to think logically. Even if you are not able to think logically previously also, you have to start thinking logically. Your logical thinking ability will improve, right? So your problem solving skills will improve, right? And you're sitting long hours for working. Earlier, you may not be able to sit for more than 1 or 2 hours for studying. But when you're a serious GATE aspirant who can crack GATE exam, you will be able to sit 10 hours studying comfortably. See how many things have improved. So think of these outcomes also, that will give you extra motivation for preparation. Okay, and so the point is here, you should make sure that your journey is more happy. You should enjoy the journey. Maybe many people will say that, but no, not many people will say that. Not many people will say how to enjoy that journey. Correct? Everybody says that you should enjoy the journey. because journey is longer than the destination, than the time that you're going to spend in the destination, right? For example, once you get the rank, how many hours do you think you'll be at the cloud nine state? Few hours only, no? After a few days, you'll be in a normal state. You'll be in a normal happy state because you came to ground level and you've understood that not only you, many people have cracked the GATE exam. Okay, so you'll come to ground state. After 1 month or so, it becomes very normal. You'll forget that you have cracked also. Only when somebody tells you, when somebody talks about GATE exam, then only you recollect that I have cracked it. After a few years, you'll forget it in any way. That happened with me. And that happens with many of you also. See, for GATE preparation, the excitement of cracking GATE will be there for few days or maximum few weeks. But to crack that, how much time is it taking to crack that? For people, whoever is cracking, it is taking many months to for some people it is few years also. Okay, at least 10 to 20 months minimum it is taking. So how much amount of time we are spending to get to that for that excitement of few weeks? We're spending many months for that excitement of few days to few weeks, which is more. The journey is more, right? So if your target is being excited for that 1 week or 2 weeks, for that I'll suffer this whole year. I'm ready to suffer this whole year for being happy or excited after the GATE result. If that is your mindset, then we'll be the most miserable people. Okay, it's like traveling in a bus with no AC, no pushback, something like that. So don't work for the happiness that you're going to get after GATE exam. Work because you have to work on something. Do you think that after GATE result, after wonderful GATE result, let's say you got single digit GATE rank, so what? After that, life will completely change. Yes, your career will change. The salary that you're gonna get will definitely be far better than many of your friends. Yes, definitely. Your income level will increase. Okay, there will be more achievements. GATE rank is one achievement definitely anybody can proudly say of. That will increase. That a little bit of respect will increase. But after that, is the happiness guaranteed? Finally, why are we writing GATE exam? Because we assume that we will be more happier after cracking it. Correct? Trust me, that is not guaranteed. That is not guaranteed. If you think that I am ready to suffer this whole year, because why are you ready to suffer this whole year? Because your assumption is wrong that you'll be happy after the GATE exam continuously all the life. That is a wrong assumption. Only because of the GATE result, you'll be happy only for a few weeks. After that, everything becomes normal. That happened not only with me, many of my friends, everybody, it happens the same way. So, sir, what is the solution? See, don't try to sacrifice your happiness. Don't feel that you are suffering now for being happy after GATE exam. Don't feel that way. That's not the right thought process. That's not the right thought process. If you can't be happy this 1 year when you are preparing, you can't be happy after GATE result also. After wonderful GATE result also, you can't be happy. Happiness is something which is of inside thing, not the external thing. Sir, is putting more hours of effort. Is it not suffering? No, it's not suffering. If you feel it as suffering, it is suffering. Okay. So for example, after GATE exam, what happens? You might join some company like Qualcomm. Do you think that they are going to give salary just like that without working? There you have to put 10 hours, 12 hours, sometimes 14 hours also you have to work. Work is common, right? In any phase of our life, work is common, no? Then why are we frustrated for preparation of GATE? When you are preparing for long hours, why are you getting frustrated? Same thing you have to do but you have to work on something else. At every phase of life, you are going to work on something or the other. Okay, don't think that we will become completely free. Somebody will pay our salary completely free without doing any work. That will not happen, no? So work is a common thing. So if work is common, if you are suffering now for doing work on GATE exam, then you are going to suffer after cracking GATE. You get some job. In that job also, when you are working, you will be suffering, right? If you can't be happy here, you can't be happy there also, right? So don't think that the assumption that you will be happy after GATE exam is wrong. You have to be happy now, today, right now, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, every day we should try to be content and happy with what we have. Without that, after cracking GATE, after cracking ESC, you can never be happy. Okay, because many people, we work on wrong assumptions. That is wrong assumptions. How did I know? Because of my experience, I know. Because I've been through that phase. Recently, one of my student has called me. He's cracked ESC. He's joined as ESC, and he's not happy with that work. After becoming an ESC officer also, he's not completely happy. So don't think that cracking GATE or ESC will make you completely happy. That depends on our attitude. That depends on our thought process. Try to improve on that. If you want to be happy before GATE exam, after GATE exam, irrespective of the result, if you want to do that, you have to change your thought process. You have to change your attitude. You have to change the way you look at life. That is something personal to you. Okay, so it's not so easy. It's not so easy. Trust me, it's not so easy. When I'm preparing, I did not have this thought process. Don't think that I have this thought process all through my life. No, I did not have that. I got it very late. I want you to get it much earlier than I got it. You should get more clarity about life. Okay, right. So what are my suggestions to make journey more happier, to make journey more joyful? I've given you few hints. I can't answer it completely because I'm not a yogi to answer everything in an easily understandable way, because I don't have very clear answers. Even I am figuring out. Okay, so whatever I have figured out, I've given you some suggestions. Okay, so few suggestions for you to be happy each day in, day out is: one is meditation. If you have learned any meditation technique, spend some time, at least 15 to 20 minutes to half an hour a day, whatever time you can allot, but allot some amount of time for meditation if you are doing meditation. And second thing is, read some wonderful books which will give you better perspective at life. Read some wonderful books, at least few pages a day. Spend some at least 15 to 20 minutes a day reading few papers in those books. Any of the wonderful books which can give you better perspective about life. Okay, life is not about only career, right? Life is not about running after career, running after money. It's not about that. If you do that, you'll always be miserable. You'll always think that only achieving that will make me happy. Achieving this will make me happy. What after achieving that? You'll think of some other goal. You'll keep running after it. Okay, every time we'll be having some work or the other to do. But while you're doing that work, if you're thinking that, okay, after reaching that goal, I'll be happy. No, you'll not be happy, because after reaching that goal, you'll feel that, okay, my target is that that one. After reaching that, I'll be happy. After reaching that, I'll be happy. That will keep going on. So you can't be, if you don't expect or don't work for future happiness. Okay, having a target in mind and working towards it, that's fine. But don't work to be happy in the future. Work being happy in the present. Okay. So the journey is more important than the destination. So that is what I've spoken till now. So journey is more important. We know that, because journey is what we have to do all through our life. So right now you are in the journey towards GATE exam. With this journey, you have to make sure that you are content and happy with whatever you are doing. So tell yourself whatever you have to say, but you should not feel that you are suffering because of this preparation. So how to reduce that suffering? So you don't need any technique. If your fire or if your ambition is too strong, if your intention towards your goal is too strong, then there is no suffering. Only the focus fully is on preparation, and you'll definitely enjoy the journey. Okay. Yes, Navneet, they will judge you. Definitely, they will always judge you. Society will judge you. Even if you're an IAS officer, also they will judge you. Whatever you are, they'll judge you. Because, see, most of us are immature people, including you and me also. We have maturity in certain things. We don't have maturity in many other things. We try to judge people easily. Okay, don't take that judging just like that. I'm not saying that I'm not saying neglect career. Don't say that. I'm not saying that. Focus on the career properly. The way you are focusing now, focus it more, much better. Focus it much better. But do that in a happy manner. Do that in a content manner. So whatever resources you have right now, at least you have those resources, right? Many people who don't have half of those resources also. Compared to them, you are more luckier, right? So why can't we be content with that? So there are hundreds of things for us to be happy about, right? Then why are we unhappy about that we don't have what we don't have, and expecting that happiness to come after reaching certain goal? When we are expecting happiness to come after certain goal, then we keep doing that again and again. We'll never be happy, right? We're having hundreds of things for everybody. We're having hundreds of things to be happy about, right? Then why are we suffering? So if you're unable to manage college, initially it will be tough, Mohan Sai. Initially, definitely it will be tough. Anything is tough when you're starting it. Okay, so get some discipline. You have to plan yourself. Initially, spend some less time. Slowly increase that time. So our brain and body is so beautiful that it gets adjusted to whatever we want it to adjust. Initially, it is tough. It will resist. Our body and mind will resist. Slowly they get adjusted. Slowly increase the time of preparation. So you are the better person to plan how to do that. But don't give up on it. So keep trying, keep improving day by day. After a few weeks, you'll be able to manage that college and preparation comfortably. But you have to put efforts towards it. You have to spend time for it. Your thoughts should be about that. How can I improve? How can I improve? Instead of giving up. So today, I was a little tired. I'll give up today on GATE preparation. No, you should not do that. You try as much as possible. Okay. So don't give up day in, day out. On daily basis, giving up on small things will make it a habit for us to give up on many things. Giving up will become a habit if you start giving up on simple things. So don't give up. Don't give up on the discipline. Don't give up on putting the time that should be put on your goals. Okay. So after test, if one gets average marks, then should he revise weak point or move forward with next subject because there is time limitation? Yes. So after test, if you are getting average marks, try to understand why you got average marks. Is it because of silly mistakes, or is it because of not reading the questions properly, or is it because of lack of concept? If the reason is because of lack of concept, then you go and revise. If the reason is silly mistakes and routine stuff, like the exam skill part, then you have to tell yourself, okay, next time onwards, when I'm doing calculations, I have to be more careful. If your mistake is not reading the question properly, next time when I am writing the next exam, keep in mind that, okay, I have to read the questions carefully. Okay, if the reason for getting average marks is lack of conceptual understanding, proper conceptual understanding, then go and revise, practice few questions for confidence, and go ahead. Okay. Right. So this is a wonderful quotation that I have come across today. So he is Howard Schultz. This guy, he is the owner of Starbucks. He's the CEO of Starbucks. Starbucks is just a coffee shop, but he made it so big, such a big business. This is his statement. What is his motto of business? We are not in the coffee business serving people. See, he does coffee. Starbucks serves coffee, right? He says we are not in the coffee business serving people, but we are in the people business serving coffee. See his motto. We are in the people business using coffee as an instrument. Coffee is one instrument to serve people, right? Not only coffee, we can use a lot of other commodities also to serve people. Okay, but since his motive was to serve people, since he looked at his business as people business, his focus was mainly on the customer, and he used coffee as a product. See, the intention is different. The first statement and second statement, the intentions are completely different, right? So with the second intention, he has done it, and he has been one of the most successful CEOs, you can say. So similarly, I want to make a statement which relates to our GATE preparation. What is that? So the our thought process should not be, I will be happy if I reach the goal. So that's the wrong way of thought process. That is what I've talked about in the past 15-20 minutes, right? Don't expect yourself to be happy after reaching certain thing. You might be happy for few minutes, few hours, few days, but we can't ensure continuity of that happiness after reaching a certain goal. Reaching a goal will not ensure happiness after that. That will not do. But our thought process should be, I'll reach the goal if I'm happy. Can we do it or not? If we are happy, can we reach the goal in a much better way, in a more easier way? Correct or not? So your focus should be, okay, anybody has to work. A laborer is working daily, or some other person is also working, some other person is also working. You will also work today. As a student, you will work on getting marks in the exam. Okay, after joining a job, you will work for getting salary. At any point of time, you are working some work or the other. As a student also you are working, as an employee also you are working. Some work we have to do. When you are doing that work, why can't we do that by being happy and content with what we have? If we can do that, see, finally, whatever we are working towards, whatever goals we are working towards, we are expecting us to be more happier after reaching those goals. Finally, we want to be happy only. Now, that is the most important agenda. We are forgetting that. For being happy, we are targeting all these things, GATE, ESE, all these things, right? We are forgetting that, and we are taking the GATE or ESE as the main thing, right? So we have to be happy. That is the most important thing. So by being happy, we have to work towards that. So that should be the thought process. It's easy to say, it is difficult to implement. Okay, it's not as easy as I said. Every day you have to be conscious. You have to be conscious if I'm happy or not. Every moment, you means at least few times in a day. Start with few times in a day. Okay, recollect. Am I happy now? Yes, no. Okay, what is troubling me? Okay, if you get that thought, you'll stop your suffering. I've observed that many times. That suffering, whatever you're suffering on, that will stop. So increase that frequency. So monitor yourself. Are you unnecessarily getting troubling about something, or unnecessarily thinking and suffering about something? Just observe yourself. Okay, if you observe, it will stop. See, when do we suffer? When are we not happy? This is little out of the topic of GATE, but still it might help you a little bit. See, we are unhappy only when we think about future or the past. If you're in the present moment, if you're thinking about what you should be doing now, then definitely we will not suffer. We'll be happy only. We'll be content. We'll definitely be happy. Remember, you can just observe. After the session also you can observe. Whenever you are unhappy, you're unhappy because you're unhappy about something that has happened in the past. You're unhappy about certain thing might not happen in the future, right? Something bad might happen in the future. That's why you're unhappy. Or something bad has happened in the past. That's why you're not unhappy. That's why you're unhappy. In the present moment, if you're unhappy, means you're only worrying about the past or future. Okay, if you are in the present moment, if you're focusing only on what you should be doing right now, then definitely there is no chance of unhappiness. Trust me. It's difficult to be in the present moment, but if you can do that, it's wonderful. Okay, right. So there is a book called Power of Now, which speaks about whatever last two statements that I told you. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. You can try that. Read few pages every day. That's a wonderful book that I've come across, which teaches us to be happy every moment. Okay, so that's it, guys, from my side. So I hope this session is helpful. So press the like button if you have liked the session, and subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Right? So hi Raghuram. Fine then. So that's it for today. We'll meet you on some other session. Until then, take care. Goodbye. See you. Okay.